We've got a WNBA soap opera unfolding in real time, folks. DeWanna Bonner, 36 years old, five-time All-Star, and a veteran who should have been leading by example, just quit on the Indiana Fever.
Let's start with the biggest story of the day, and that is the news that DeWanna Bonner is no longer with the Indiana Fever. It was reported last night that DeWanna Bonner had no intentions on returning to the Indiana Fever, and then the news broke today that the Indiana Fever had indeed waived DeWanna Bonner.
Now she wants to walk into Phoenix like nothing happened? That's not how this league works. Meanwhile, Aari McDonald is back and ballin' for the Atlanta Dream, and Caitlin Clark, still struggling to find her rhythm. We've got all the drama, highlights, receipts, and hard truths. This is your deep dive. Let's get into it. Let's not sugarcoat it. DeWanna Bonner just pulled one of the most unprofessional moves we've seen in recent WNBA history. She took the bag, $200,000, from the Indiana Fever, got the exposure of playing next to the most talked about rookie in decades in Caitlin Clark, made the Sports Illustrated covers, and then what? She dipped, just bailed, said the fit wasn't right, mid-season, no accountability.
She said, "I want to sincerely thank the Indiana Fever for the opportunity to be part of the Fever franchise. Despite our shared goals and excitement heading into the season, I felt the fit did not work out, and I appreciate the organization's willingness to grant my request to move on, particularly at this point in my career. I wish the Fever great success as they continue to build around this dynamic group of young players."
And what makes this so much worse is what we're hearing behind the scenes. League sources say Bonner told teams across the league not to bother claiming her off waivers because she only wants to go to Phoenix. Just Phoenix. You mean to tell me she thinks she's LeBron in 2011? Nah, you're 36, you're in decline. You quit on your team, and now you're trying to dictate terms like it's your league? This is not how the WNBA works. It's not just the disrespect to Indiana, it's disrespect to every player grinding for minutes, every GM managing salary caps, every fan who showed up believing in this roster. And let's not forget, Phoenix didn't have cap space in the offseason. That's why she didn't sign with them then. She chased the bag first, and now she's trying to run back to safety with Alyssa Thomas like this is a pickup game.
But I did hear that DeWanna Bonner was not exactly thrilled with the situation, and it may have been more basketball related than anything else, which appears to be confirmed by this news. And it's just a bummer. Let's call it a DeWanna Bonner bummer, because she didn't live up to the expectations for the team. Obviously, the situation didn't live up to her expectations. It creates more of a mess for the players who are still there. The coach who she coached before now has to deal with it. The franchise is left holding the salary cap space that Bonner eats up. And, you know, they have to adjust on the fly because the roster now needs to be improved.
Let's be real. If this were a rookie doing this, they'd be blacklisted. Bonner is lucky teams are even hesitating. That should tell you all you need to know about the hypocrisy. Let's talk games. First up, the Indiana Fever. They dropped another tough one, and while Caitlin Clark's numbers, just 9 points, 3 assists, 5 turnovers, are getting the headlines, it's the body language that says more. Bonner's exit clearly rattled this team. You can see it. Chemistry, gone. Leadership, missing. This was supposed to be Clark's bounce-back game, but she looks hesitant, second-guessing shots, forced passes, and when you've got a veteran who quit on you mid-season, that hits mentally, big time. She's not Superman, she needs help, and that help just bailed. Meanwhile, let's flip the page and give some flowers. Aari McDonald is back, and she's not easing into anything. 18 points, 4 assists, 2 steals in her return off the bench for the Dream. That energy, infectious. She's what every locker room needs, a player who shows up, puts in the work, and never quits. Atlanta's rotation just got dangerous again, and if they get production like this consistently, watch out for that number 5 playoff seed. Fans and analysts alike are calling this one of the most striking examples of instant karma in WNBA history. Bonner walked away from the Fever and Caitlin Clark mid-season, assuming teams would line up to sign her. But instead, she's been met with silence. GMs and coaches are clearly wary of a player who bails when the going gets tough. After Indiana released Bonner, she became available for any team willing to take on her full $200,000 salary, a considerable figure in the WNBA, particularly for a seasoned player with multiple championships. You'd expect at least one franchise to show interest. Surprisingly, none did. The situation took a turn for the worse when it came to light that Bonner had reportedly instructed all teams, except the Phoenix Mercury, to pass on her. Despite still being under contract when she stepped away, she's behaving as though she can choose her next destination freely. The result? She's now perceived as difficult to deal with, and for many teams, not worth the risk. The twist? The very team Bonner is aiming to join, the Phoenix Mercury, may not be all that eager to bring her in. They found success with a younger, unified roster that fully embraces their current approach. Adding a 36-year-old who just walked away from her former team could throw off that delicate balance. So why didn't Bonner just sign with Phoenix before the season began? Most likely, money was the issue. Back then, the Mercury couldn't accommodate her full salary. Now they could offer her a reduced veteran deal worth around $80,000. But by orchestrating an exit mid-season, she's effectively giving up more than $100,000 in earnings. This decision has ripple effects. As one of the team's most experienced players, Bonner was expected to mentor rising talents like Caitlin Clark. Rather than providing support during a challenging stretch, she chose to step away. Clark, who had looked forward to teaming up with her and had worked to develop a connection, is now left without that veteran presence. It's fair to say Bonner's departure may be a factor in Clark's recent difficulties on the court. Excited, let's zoom in on Aerie. Former Arizona star, WNBA Finals experience, absolute two-way menace, and she's had to battle injuries, roster shifts, and minutes reductions. But she stayed ready, and now she's back. Assertive, that's leadership, that's humility. That's the opposite of the Bonner situation. McDonald didn't demand anything, she earned it. Coming off injury, she didn't say, "I want to go to one team only." She said, "Put me in, let's go." That's the kind of culture changer you build around. Confident, she may be undersized, but make no mistake, she's fearless. Her return boosts Atlanta's tempo, adds defense at the point of attack, and gives Ryan Howard a true running mate. Let me be clear, if the Dream make a playoff push, it's because Aerie McDonald refused to fade out. There's a serious leadership divide forming in the W. Veterans are either showing the league how to win the right way, like Aniko Ogwumike, Asia Wilson, Alicia Clark, or they're turning into distractions, and we need to say it plainly. DeWanna Bonner has become a distraction. Look at the teams thriving right now. Phoenix, without Bonner, Connecticut, Minnesota. These are culture-first organizations. The Fever were trying to build that. But now they've got a PR crisis on their hands because one of their oldest players didn't want to play the role she signed up for. Fans see through the noise. They're not fooled by statements and PR spin. And GMs, they're watching this play out like it's a cautionary tale. If a player can walk away mid-season, what incentive do you have to give them a contract in the off-season? Bottom line, chemistry matters more than clout. The teams that win, they're built on trust, not ego. Let's break this down one more time. DeWanna Bonner took the money, took the spotlight, and quit when things got hard. She tried to manipulate her way back to Phoenix, and now even they are hesitant to take her. That's not a legacy, that's a warning sign. Meanwhile, Aerie McDonald came back like a true pro, Caitlin Clark is still battling through the storm, and the W is evolving fast. You either adapt and lead, or you flame out trying to control what isn't yours to control. We'll be watching this Bonner fallout closely. And as for Clark, let's see if she bounces back this week, because she will. She's too talented not to. The schedule's stacked, and the spotlight's not dimming anytime soon. On screen, upcoming games to watch: Fever versus Liberty. Can Clark respond? Mercury versus Sparks. Will Bonner show up? Dream versus Sun. Aerie's redemption arc continues. Sound off in the comments. Was Bonner out of line? Can Caitlin shake this slump? And how big of a problem is selfishness becoming in the league? Hit like, smash that subscribe button, and stay locked in right here. We're your #1 source for bold, honest WNBA coverage. See you next time.